captains tonight for the Hoxie Mustangs.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's game.
Number 70
3A
and
conference
number
or 3A3
conference
conference action, Tim, between the number
captains
3
for your
ranked
Piggott Mohawks,
3A
number
Hoxie
7,
Mustangs coming to
Mason
Parker Field here
Ron.
tonight.
That's right.
Number 54, Hunter Neely.
That we've known has been
and
on
number
the schedule
22,
for a while.
Richard
There's
Shaw.
really no way you can avoid a team that's on a roll like the Hoxie Mustangs have been on this year. Everybody's had to play them, and so far
Hoxie
nobody's
will
had very
receive
much
the
luck
ball.
at it.
The
Rivercrest
opening
put up a pretty
kickoff.
good fight, but basically the Colts, they've already punched their ticket for the number 1 seed this year, and where everybody else is kind of playing for the remaining seeds in 3A3.
Well, the Mohawks come into tonight, they've played some tough games, especially on the road, and had some heartbreak losses. But they come in tonight in the 9th game of the season here at home. And there's a good crowd here tonight. We've got beautiful football weather. And here come the Piggott Mohawks onto the field.
Yeah, the Tribe coming onto the field. Of course, they're coming off a loss on the road last week. A disappointing loss, 21-14. Down at Harrisburg. Got the Corning Bobcats coming next week to wrap up the regular season here with senior night. So the Tribe will be looking to see what they can do against the talented Hoxie Mustangs. But as we mentioned, no one's been able to kind of hold a candle to them so far this year. Let's see how the Mohawks can do on trying to figure out the what it can do to slow down the Mustang attack.
Well, the field looks great. The paint is on. The weather is great. The crowd is great. The atmosphere is great. Let's see how the Mohawks play tonight.
Umpires Ricky Tucker, Daniel Howden, Joe Lacey, Michael Schaffhauser,
coming
and
off a
Boyd
disappointing
Tucker.
loss last week, but it was a game that really they felt like they could have won it. If you look at the stats, just the pure stats, it was a big difference between the total yardage for the Mohawks and for the Harrisburg Hornets. But again, the Mohawks are trying to rebound, get things back in the groove, and see what they can do with the Mustangs this fine Friday evening, Sean.
Well, the senior Richard Shaw kicks the ball up, just a pop-up kick that's fair caught, but number 10, Slade Sullins, they're going to have the football
on the kickoff return
near the 38-yard line.
First down and 10 for the Hoxie Mustangs.
That's where they'll start, first down and 10. The Mustangs haven't been in huddle since sometime in the 90s.
Yeah, it was several years ago when they first started doing the placards, the numbered placards and the different things. It was they were one of the first teams to start doing that, and they run almost a pro set. It's like watching either Oregon or a pro team out there sometimes. Good containment there.
Well, after the stiff arm,
number 10, Sullins on the reception.
Sullins is going to carry the ball up near midfield. Let's see where they spot it. I believe he's still in Mohawk territory. Going to be short of the first down. Dixon in on the stop.
3 for Hoxie.
Call it 7 yards, be 2nd and 3. Mustangs are led by former Arkansas State quarterback, head coach Tom Sears. That's his son, Cole Sears, number 15 at the quarterback slot. And that's Cook. Gunnar Cook, number 45, carries into Mohawk territory.
45, Gunnar Cook on the carry.
Going to have the first down. Tackle is going to be made out there by Trey Stallings, number 2.
Just a little slant there, but he had plenty of running room from the time he hit the seam.
Well, he wasn't touched by the first tier and got into the second tier with a full head of steam.
Right.
And they will run it out of this spread. Of course, the offensive line is a good one, led by D1 prospect Dylan Cagle, number 54. Looks like Sears is going to keep it right up the middle, and he breaks to the outside, cuts back in. Is hit by Drayton Holman, number 73, and he's going to have another first down for the Mustangs.
Yeah, I heard a report on the game last week, and basically was told that against Manila, Hoxie could have set the score at whatever they wanted to. They had them down 42-0 in the first quarter. Basically, then just pull the dogs off, let the clock run. Mercy rule from early in the ball game, actually. So they're a very potent offense. They can score quickly on you and get the ball back pretty quick and do it again.
Sears takes the direct snap. He's got a receiver open, and that's Sullins. He's in for the touchdown.
Number 10.
Just under 20 yards, about a 19-yard touchdown pass to Sullins there for the first score of the ball game. Comes with 10:25 to go in the first quarter. That's the other thing we didn't talk about. Of course, we really didn't have much time on that short drive, only I believe about 5 plays, but they do have a very potent passing attack as well.
Well, number 15, Sears, the quarterback, is a junior. There is a substitution infraction on the PAT. Going to be a 5-yard penalty assessed against the Mustangs. They had the 12th person trying to get off the field.
We saw a lot of that
on the penalty.
A game
5-yard penalty,
recently,
retry the extra point.
The junior high game we saw a couple of weeks ago, they were breaking the huddle with 12 guys about every time. The officials finally called it a couple of times.
Well, it makes a difference. And
he got
it
the
bounce.
Sometimes it's good to be both lucky and good as they get the bounce to make it 7-zip. 10:25 to go in the first.
Tim, it's roughly a 20-yard attempt for the PAT, inside of 20 yards. So they tack on 5 yards, and that's a 25-yard attempt. I mean, you had 17 yards from where the ball is set, spot. And that quickly, it's 7-0 Mustangs.
And not really any surprise. As we said, we knew that Hoxie was potent. They had the first shot at it. Let's see what the Mohawks can do now with getting their hands on the football for the first time here in the first quarter. Basically, what you want to do, and we've talked about it before, is ball control offense. Keep the Hoxie offense on their side of the football field. Get out there and try to grind it out and burn up some time.
Well, you're watching YCTV Mohawk Football. It's brought to you by SOS Custom Vinyls and Sign Shops. Derek and Dexter Bostic, 324-1822. Any of your vinyl needs, call Dexter or Derek Bostic, 324-1822, SOS Custom Vinyl and Sign Shop.
We got it a long way for a one-step. Looks like Murray, I believe.
15, Austin
Murray brings it back out to about the 42. I mean, fairly good field position for the Mohawks to get things underway.
Indeed, the senior
Ball
Murray.
be brought out to the 42-yard line. Be first down and 10.
We talked about
Piggott.
the junior high team that went to Corning last night, 7th grade. They had a good showing, got the win, but the junior boys had a disappointing late loss, and so they've finished their season. Of course, the Mohawks will be hosting the Bobcats here next week. They'll be playing for the Rice Bowl.
On a Thursday night.
On a Thursday night, that's right.
Well, the sophomore Logan Dixon hands off the left side to 44, Nick Haywood, the senior.
For the Mohawks.
Haywood's been a fixture in the Mohawk backfield for the last 3 seasons. And he's going to get a squeeze out a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Vaughn, 70, Connor Roberts.
Yeah, he got a lot of carries actually last week, but could never break any big ones. So basically just racked up a lot of those short gains.
Well, Harrisburg last week, except for the cornerback covering our split end, had 10 men in the box very often. I mean, at least 9 almost every play. They've forced us to try to pass the ball, and that's the sophomore Landon Williams was leading the lead blocking. That was Haywood.
Right.
His helmet came off, and he's going to have to leave for a play.
That's right. The rule now that you do have to go to the sideline if the helmet comes off during play, just as a precautionary measure, and he should be coming to the sideline. It's like Trey Stallings in the ball game.
Well, going to be a loss on the play. Going to bring up a 3rd down and long for the Mohawks.
Trying to figure out where the spot is because he should have gotten his forward progress. He hit the line pretty hard, but there were some Hoxie defenders in the gaps there. We've talked a lot this year about the maturing of the offensive line of the Mohawks, and I think that's something that they're really going to benefit more from next year, just the fact that some of those interior linemen have 10 games under their belt by the time this season's over with.
Chop block was called. It's going to be declined.
Personal foul against the Mohawks. Penalty be declined. Bring
Didn't
up
want to give us
3rd
another
down
play, so they went ahead and declined.
For Piggott.
And make it 3rd and long.
Now, what I'm thinking, Tim, is that we went ahead and committed the chop block infraction and still lost 3 yards.
Yeah, that's a tough, big line, as you can see there. There's a couple of the Hoxie players, just big old guys. Can't coach speed and size. But Murray gets around the corner. He's going to have a couple of yards before he's knocked into the Hoxie bench over there.
15, Austin Murray on the carry.
He's run out of bounds. The number 21, Austin Williams. It's going to bring up 4th down, and the
Williams
Mohawks will
on the
punt.
stop.
And I'll say this,
The
Mohawks in a tight
down
ball game
for
where
the
field
Mohawks.
position was crucial last week at Harrisburg, punted and covered punts very well. As a matter of fact, last night in the junior high game at Corning, Piggott was tied 6-6 with the junior Bobkittens and got a punt blocked in the end zone for a safety.
Right. Well, they've worked a lot on it. I come out sometimes. I'll come by early in the mornings, and you'll see the team will be out there running either kickoff returns or kickoff coverage. And usually Coach Dave Hendricks is right up here at the top of these bleachers watching the formations and the way they come down the field.
On the kickoff return for the Mustangs, penalty flag.
Gabriel Gilby is downfield to make the tackle for the punt coverage. There is a penalty flag that came in. You know, when you hit a line drive, they call it a frozen rope. That's why that penalty flag came in.
Yeah, it sure did. He was like he was throwing it at somebody down there. It is going to be against the Mustangs. Usually in that is going to be either hold or block from the back. Difficult.
Yet to see an official signal.
Legal block in the back against the Mustangs.
If we did, I missed it, Tim.
Well, Chris Roberts got the call. So we're going to.
Well, they're going to have the football at the 25-yard line. First and 10.
For Hoxie.
Sears again is in the pistol this time.
Of course, this is the time of the season for Hoxie. They've had such a great season so far. Good job of the Mohawk defense to stack it up. Shaw was there. And
along with Big Ben Jones, number 77.
On the carry.
Gunnar Cook was wrapped up. He didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Tim, going to be a loss or yard, be second and 11.
77, Ben Jones in on the stop for the Mohawks.
We talked about the Rice Bowl. That's, of course, the traveling trophy now for the winner of the Piggott Corning game. It's also a fundraiser for Relay for Life. They'll be doing a 50-50 drawing at halftime next week here at the football field. And, again, the proceeds benefit Clay County Relay for Life. And we encourage everybody to support them if they get the opportunity.
Another good play by the Mohawk defense. Gunnar Cook got the carry again.
45.
The senior, number 44, Nick Haywood, made the tackle.
Yeah, good job by Haywood that time. Just take Benz out from under the running back. But he also got some help along the line there, tying up the blockers.
Indeed.
They gave him the opportunity.
Well, after the stop, it's going to be 3rd down and 8 for the Mustangs. As again, they'll look at the wristbands, look at the sideline. Sears barks the cadence, takes a snap from the pistol, hands off to Cook, and he's got a seam. And he is stopped really close, and he got a very, very good spot.
Falls forward for about that extra yard. Should have a first and 10 for Hoxie.
Nick McKinney in on the tackle.
I think he fell near the 35, and they spotted it at the 36.
But one of the things that the Hoxie coach has to be thinking about this year with such an excellent season going on is keeping his starters healthy. You know, once you get a ball game in hand at this point of the season, it makes a lot of sense to set them down for a bit.
Tim, I walked on the field previously, and it is soggy and it is soft. And you can see already the players are wet. As Sears completes the pass up the left sideline, it's going to be number 22, Jacob Henson. He's brought down by Dixon, number 5.
On the reception.
Yeah, I think Henson actually stepped out of bounds just before he was hit there, but they did get it into
Murray
Mohawk territory at about the 44.
Be a first down for Hoxie.
Yeah, this field is going to have to weather one more game next week, of course, next Thursday. And as the Corning Bobcats come to town, we'll also be celebrating senior night for the class of 2014.
This one's going to come back,
Holding
Tim. Holding is going to be assessed against the Mustangs.
That's a couple of major penalties and something, again, that the coach is not going to want to see. Even though they're sitting on a 7-0 lead here, about 7 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Well, if this is a spot foul, it's going to replay first down. It should be about first down and 9. Let's see where they spot it.
He's walked it back to about the original line of scrimmage.
It's real close. Let's see where they put it down and see where the stick would display the spot of the football.
Well, the officials are still trying to figure it out. I'm sure they'll tell us what's going on here. But it is a great night for football. We've got a little bit of a breeze, but a cool breeze at that. After that frontal system came through last night and dumped all that rain on the field, it did make for some much better weather conditions.
Cook again takes the handoff, and he's got a seam to the left. And he is wrapped up by Eli Smith.
Good job of containing to the sideline. He wanted to cut back, but Austin Murray there in the way, and also getting help. I believe Trey Stallings out in front of that play, just working him to the sideline, work him over, cut down. It's almost like a trap in basketball. If you get them in that corner, you know, they don't have anywhere to go but either through you or out of bounds.
Yeah, but it's still 25 yards downfield.
And well, yeah, and that's why they're one of the top ranked teams in the state. I mean, they're just a very good and an explosive team. They've been together for a while, and they've got it down.
Well, 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Again, the pitch goes to Cook to the right, and he's got room. And he cuts it up, and he's going. There's another flag down.
45.
He's wrapped up at number 15.
That was a very late flag, and that was way behind the play.
Austin Murray makes the tackle downfield, but let's see what the call is on the penalty.
Penalty flag on the play.
Looks like it's going to go against the Mustangs. We still don't have an official call from our referee tonight.
But that is, what, 4 major penalties against the Hoxie Mustangs?
The illegal block in the back.
Illegal block against the Hoxie Mustangs is the penalty.
Still going to be 1st down.
Ball remained 1st down and 10 for the Mustangs.
1st and about 10.5 yards. Sears takes the snap, fakes to Cook, carries up over the left side, and he bounces out to the right. He's brought down near the 20.
Just did a great job of picking his way through there. There wasn't a lot of room, but once he got back there amongst the linebackers, between the linebackers and the DBs, then he just kind of danced around, picked up an extra 8 or 10 yards on the play.
Well, tackle made that time by number 34, Nicholas McKinney, and we have Mohawks have a lot of defensive backs making tackles this evening.
Yeah, when your DBs are the #1 tacklers, then you know that they're getting deep before they're getting touched.
One back in the backfield. Sears sets up, throws it. He's got a receiver open for the touchdown. Again, that's Sullins, number 10.
And that pass was not that great looking, but Sullins laid out, pulled it in, and
he made the adjustment and made the catch.
So that's going to make it 13-zip with 5:43 to go in the 1st quarter of play. Let's see if they can get the PAT down this time. High snap, kicks good.
It is.
Extra point
and that'll push the lead to 14-0. We'd like to take a moment to thank Wright's Collision here in Piggott, Arkansas, 870-598-3400. That's Brad Wright at Wright's Collision, helping to bring you Mohawk football on YHC TV. Also, Mohawk Mini Storage, Rodney Rouse. You need a place to put your stuff. If you need a trailer to rent to get it there, give them a call. Mohawk Mini Storage, 870-598-7941. We thank these sponsors for helping to bring you Mohawk football on YHC TV. Also, sponsoring tonight's broadcast is Tarno Crop Management. Chris Tarno at 870-240-4282. We thank Chris for his support.
Well, let's see what the Mohawks can do with their 2nd set of downs. Really, the first one didn't turn out great, but it didn't turn out
Murray, McKinney,
badly
and
as it could have.
back deep for the Mohawks.
And that kid, for taking 1 step, is putting it down there about 35 yards.
Murray is taking it north and south, or actually he's taking it south to north. That's the way you return kickoffs right there. The Mohawks do have good field position to start their 2nd possession.
going to be Logan Dixon at the quarterback, shuffling about of the offensive backs. Actually started with of course, the injury to Garrett Hook in week 2 brought in Landon Williams into a fairly regular role, but now more recently the shoulder injury to Bradley Stevens limiting his time has forced a bit of a change, and Dixon moving to quarterback and Murray back to offensive back.
Dixon wants to throw it. He's got a receiver open, goes over his head.
That was open,
pass
too.
Incomplete, intended for 15, Austin Murray.
Austin Murray, the intended receiver. Slade Sullins on the coverage. Big second down and 10.
And we talked about it. Austin, of course, was all-district as a running back last year, and is very capable as both a running back or your quarterback, which makes him a good double threat.
Indeed. Number 2, Trey Stallings. Number 7, Mason Ron check into the ball game for the Mohawk offense. The Mohawks come up to the ball. 2 receivers to the left. A single receiver is Trey Stallings to the right.
Not much different than the alignment that Hoxie is coming out in. And there again, he had a man open over there, Nick Haywood, but overthrew it. I guess it was Nick that he was going. He was right. Actually,
bring up third.
That was Austin throwing to Logan or Nick.
Yeah, Nick was the intended receiver, and Murray was back, took the snap in the shotgun. Be 3rd and 10. Mohawks again will go with 3 receivers, a twin set to the right. Stallings is the lone split in to the left. Murray back to pass, and he airs it out.
Yep.
And there was a little bit of miscommunication between the receiver and the quarterback. Be 4th down and 10.
Logan Dixon, the intended receiver. Henson was out there on the coverage, if I read the back of that uniform correctly, for the Hoxie Mustangs, and brings up a 4th and 10.
Well, you mentioned the shoulder injury to Bradley Stevens, and Bradley Stevens is also the punter, but the kicker on our extra points and field goals, Eli Smith, is filling in the punter position. Mason Ron, number 7, the reliable long snapper, and he is really good.
Good.
And he sends another strike back to the punter, Smith. Smith gets it off. It's going to bounce at the 31-yard line.
Almost got the Hoxie player on the back, on the ankle there, but
ball be down by the
looks like Stallings going to down it at the 26. And that's where the Mustangs will take over for their 3rd possession. Tim, I'd like to extend our gratitude to Hitch Chapel Church at the end of 4th Street here in Piggott. Charles Richardson, lead pastor, Kemp Hellebush, the associate and student pastor, Hitch Chapel, place where come to know, love, and follow God. We'd also like to thank Dan Gossett Real Estate, 598-5555 here in Piggott. Appreciate Dan and all he does for our community and helping to bring you Mohawk football on YHC TV.
Well, let's see what the Mustangs do with this opportunity. And they go right out to the flat and got a man open all the way out to midfield.
James Johnson going to carry the football into right at, they're going to spot it at the 50.
Austin Murray took him down, but in a rough manner, as he was basically almost got ran over in the play, but just inside Mohawk territory, just inside the 50.
Call it the 49-yard line of the Mohawks. 1st and 10 for the Hoxie Mustangs. Sears and the rest of the offense, again, examine the wristband. That's Henson in motion. Sears is going to keep it up over the 45.
Jones had him around the ankles. Good job that time to fight off the block by Ben Jones. Fought his way through and made the tackle. At least had a big part to do with it.
Be 2nd down and
2nd and 5.5. As again, 3 receivers wide for the Mustangs. Cook's going to take the football on the handoff up near the 40, just shy.
He's going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down, according to what it looks like the spot's going to be on that one.
60, R.J. Smith in on the stop for the Mohawks.
So it's going to be 3rd and inches here, Tim, as the Mustangs look to the sideline, going to get the play called.
Down.
We've got 3:52 ticking. Remaining here in the first quarter. Sears in the shotgun. He's going to fake it, keeping himself go at the middle. He skips a man, and he continues to dance. And he's got a shot at the corner.
Thought Smith was going to get it from behind. Eli Smith had about a half a step behind him there. Sears put about a little burst on, and it was a two-step difference, and he takes it to the house.
From 41 yards out.
41-yard touchdown. It's going to extend it to 20 zip.
Mustangs again will line up with the point after. Hold is down. Kick is up.
Skied that
and it is no good.
The extra point
And the lead's going to remain 20-0.
I think he missed that over the right side, but barely.
I believe he hit that sand wedge fat.
Sure did.
Mohawk football brought on YHC-TV is brought to you by Custom Car Care and Auto Sales. That's Mark Howell at 870-598-2571. Again, Custom Car Care for car detailing, cleaning, or used cars, trucks. See Mark Howell, 598-2571. I'll tell you, Pumpkin Hollow, they've had a great season, and as fall is just in midstream. Pumpkin Hollow, they've had a great year. We appreciate we appreciate Ellen and Darrell Dalton and all that they do for the area and for our students, and we thank them for helping to bring you Mohawk football on YHC-TV.
Well, here we go again. One of the things that we had an inkling there, we might see a lot of our kick returns. Kind of
okay.
They said he put a knee down.
Stallings caught it with the knee down. They're going to spot the football near the 31 or 32-yard line.
On the kickoff for the Mohawks.
Well, you know, I came in a little bit late. I actually had been in Jonesboro and a little activity going on down there with some folks from Brooklyn.
Ball be down at the
and
30-yard
they
line.
have the fun tonight of hosting Valley View. So they're
pretty 4 and 4A.
Yeah,
they haven't had a program very long either, Tim.
Yeah, but they weren't exactly looking forward to hosting Valley View tonight, which I think they're the third-ranked 4A team in the state and rolling toward the playoffs. But yeah, the Brooklyn folks are really nice. Of course, that was game 2 for us this year. The loss to the Bearcats there in that last second. He's got his man if he can get back to it. And
the senior Austin Murray came back to get it. And the Mohawks have offensive yardage.
Jump ball
positive
there.
Yardage.
Henson and Murray went up. Henson, the only way he could have stopped him from catching it, he would have had to have gone ahead and committed pass interference.
He would have saved a few yards if he'd have just interfered with him.
That,
on the Mustangs.
Well, they're going to have the Mohawks have the football for the first time inside Mustang territory. Well, that's not the first time they've had it, but they have. That's the first down. As the ball is spotted near the 48. Right.
Just about 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Pitch is going to go to Eli Smith to the left side, and he's got a crease, and he's going to get stopped just shy,
32,
right around the 45.
Eli has good breakaway speed, as we saw as he tried to chase Sears down there. He's got some pretty good speed in the open field, but they're not giving him the opportunity to cut back. And once, like I said, you're either going to run out of football field over there, or you're going to run into a Hoxie player. So they did a good job of stringing the play out and holding him to about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, the officials didn't give him the spot that I gave him. So they're going to spot it at the 47, be second down about 8.
Hawks back in the T formation.
The give is to the fullback, Landon Williams.
27, Landon Williams on the run.
They're going to spot him with a gain of about a yard. Got him right at the 45.
That'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Mohawks.
Dylan Cagle on the stop.
You know, the Hoxie program has been
been
built up over the years. Coach Sears has done a good job.
And
They're perennial contenders in 3A. And the Mohawks have played some really good games and played them tough over the years. And the Mohawks will continue to fight and scrap here tonight, even down by 3 touchdowns. Pursuit is coming from the backside.
Oh, that was a dangerous pass.
Sullins defending on the pass, had it go right through his hands. It's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, Logan was hearing footsteps behind him, and rightly so. And you can see the indication immediately from coaches Hendricks and Harrell down there that they wanted him to do something else with it at that point. So we'll see what the Mohawks can do now facing a 4th down situation. Really, punting hasn't been exactly the best route to go. I mean, really, you know, probably better off trying to go ahead and get the 1st down. Short field doesn't seem to matter to Hoxie.
Smith is going to be caught for a loss on 4th down.
32, Eli Smith.
Mustangs will take over with the ball now in Mohawk territory.
And the ball is exactly about where they started before, right?
Hoxie take over possession.
And you're watching Mohawk football on YHC TV. We'd like to thank Piggott Realty, Mike and Pat Patterson here in Piggott for your real estate, commercial, residential, whatever it may be. For your needs, please see Mike and Pat Patterson at Piggott Realty, 870-598-3142. Sears takes the snap, and he's going to give Cook the football again. And Cook is quick. And he makes a move, and he is knocked down by Logan Dixon, number 5, and he's going to be around the 31.
Number 5.
Just hate to see them tackle him without their arms. They just throw a shoulder into him, try to knock him down.
I'm 5 yards off, Tim. That's 26-yard line.
There you go. But the Mustangs, they're too good to be trying to shoulder tackle, just to, you know, bump them and knock them down. You need to get a hold of them, stand them up, hold on to them, wait for help if you have to. Coming up on the 1-minute mark here in the 1st quarter.
Sears is going to throw it to the corner. It's defended.
But
he was covered. McKinney had him covered. But I'll tell you, number 5, James Johnson
on the touchdown
made the catch.
Mustangs.
I'm not sure you can't defend that. The pass was just dead on. I mean, if we don't see this kid playing at least on Saturdays sometime in the future, it's a real shame.
Well, we will see number 54, Dylan Cagle, playing somewhere. He's gotten a lot of attention, and he's a 3-year starter on that offensive line, been playing left tackle. He's been getting a lot of attention this fall. Now that point after is good.
They'll make it 27-zip with 1:01 to go in the 1st quarter of play. You can see kind of what we were talking about earlier with the
tonight we got special guests down on the sidelines with our cheerleaders. We have our mini Mohawk Pee-wee cheerleaders.
Hawks have had a couple of opportunities that they could have taken advantage of.
They went through a great camp this season with
basically
Vaughn and the other cheerleaders. So give them all a big hand for coming out tonight and joining in with our senior high cheerleaders.
Well, Tim, like you said, with 1 minute and 1 second remaining here in the 1st quarter, the Mohawks will receive the ball on the kickoff. It's teed up at the 40-yard line.
Like to see something positive out of the Tribe, something to get them fired up a little bit here. And there again, like I said, it's not that you have aspirations of beating down the team as good as Hoxie, but you just want to make a good showing.
Well, this time Stallings is going to try to take it to the outside. He shakes the tackler, fumbles the football, and it's going to be out of bounds. It's going to – no, that's the right call. The elbow – Cheatham, number 37, recovered the football, but his elbow was on the line.
Right.
That is a very, very good call.
And I'm not sure – that ball came out of there in a real funny manner. I'm not sure if it was hit funny or it was almost like he took a shot and went limp and the ball went out of there. But,
well, Stallings took a short kickoff last week, the opening kickoff at Harrisburg, and cut it north and south and just took it to the house, and nobody got close to him.
I believe that was a 62-yard return, and, of course, the Mohawks' first touchdown.
Well, the Mohawks will have Murray.
A lot of confusion as they didn't have enough guys on the field. Shaw comes out late. lines up back there, and I'm not even sure.
That was Eli Smith,
or rather Eli
32.
Smith.
He was the 12th man.
The ball remained first down.
I think they only had 10 men on the field at that time. He went out there and kind of stood back there in a wing position, but they got him for movement.
Well, after the penalty, Mohawks will have first down and 15. Mohawks come up to the football. The senior Murray going to be lined up in the shotgun. Mohawks are in a formation with two slots.
He's got Haywood and Smith out in front of him there, but
Murray's having a hard time getting his shoulders
from behind.
Squared. Robert Vaughn makes the sack. Going to be a big loss for the Mohawks.
With the football.
Just could never establish the blocking. He had Smith and Haywood both on the sweep, but when they pick a guy up, another one would just come right in behind him. It's the last play of the first quarter.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter, and the Mohawks are down by 4 touchdowns, and we're going to take a break. You're watching Mohawk football on YAC TV.
NFL Red Zone, the channel that brings you every touchdown from every game on Sunday afternoons. Watch the most exciting moments like never before, live in HD. Every touchdown from every game, live on one channel, NFL Red Zone.
It's the small things in life that you tend to appreciate. The quality of care at SEMO Health Network is no different. They focus on the small details with healthcare that make you feel good, so you can get back to enjoying the small things in no time. They have so many ways to take care of you with 8 locations serving rural communities in need of medical care, including dental facilities and an in-house laboratory.
You'll feel good about this, SEMO Health Network.
Well, we are back. Start the second quarter. The Mohawks will have the football. Be second down and 23. Mohawks come up in the T formation. The sophomore Dixon is under center. He's going to take it, roll out. He is forced to get rid of it before he wants to. Murray makes the catch. He's going to dive back toward the nearest scrimmage.
Right at the line of scrimmage as he tried to fall in behind his blockers there, but just couldn't find any running room. Looked like Hunter Neely was out there on the sweep, pulling on that play. The other games that are going on around 3A tonight, looks like we've got Rivercrest is hosting Earl. Osceola's at Manila. Corning's at Harrisburg. And let's see, that would be us.
This game right here.
That's it.
Going to bring up third down for the Mohawks.
Oh, where we have Corning at? Yeah, Corning's Harrisburg. Yeah, we got it. We got everybody covered there.
Flag down before the snap of the football.
Too much time.
Looks like the 25-second clock ran off.
We had some problems with one of the 25-second clocks a couple weeks ago, but
going to wave the flag off. They're going to reset the play clock.
Be no penalty on this play.
At the end of the quarter there, Chris Roberts, the public address announcer, introducing members of the Lady Mohawk volleyball team. They were down in front of the concession stand. Of course, they went over to Harrison and beat West Fork in the first round of the state 3A volleyball tournament, and then they ended up losing to Paris. Both of them went 5 sets. I mean, they had to be great grinding matches, but congratulations to the Lady Mohawks for that run into the state tournament. Something you can't take for granted.
Dixon
winning the first round of the state tournament.
Indeed, they had a great year. Dixon
for Piggott
rolled out to the left, attempted to it. He didn't have a chance, and it's going to bring up fourth down.
It's going to bring up fourth down for the Mohawks.
I think that's about 35.
About 33, 34 yards, fourth down.
Let's see what Jeff's got up. He's saying ball on the 26. Okay, they're not even going to mess with trying to figure that out.
Eli Smith, number 32, back to punt the football for the Mohawks.
We'll have a little bit of a wind to his back.
Stephen Arnold Back to deep to receive it. And it bounces
Good
and take a Mohawk bounce.
Good Mohawk bounce.
And they're going to, I think he touched it. He touched the football.
He touched the football.
He touched the
Get on
football.
it.
That's right. Let's see how they spot it. Dixon was down there.
It looked like he put a
covering
hand
the
on
punt.
it. Let's see what the officials are going to say, because there's no indication right now other than
Ball
first
be
and
down
10
by the
Hoxie.
Mohawks on the Hoxie 20-yard line. Be
They
first
didn't see
and
it as
10
I saw it.
Mustangs.
Well, we're a pretty good ways up here. Maybe we didn't have the advantage of the angle.
Let's see if we have an official's timeout to see if that plays under review.
There you go.
They're going to spot the football near the 20-yard line, and that's where Mustangs will have it first down and 10.
Chain gang's caught up. We're ready to go.
Sears hands off. That's number 8, Kyle Wilson, and he breaks around to the left side. He's going to have a first down.
8 Wilson on
Murray
the
was
carry.
the first one to hit him, but he went on through, and
77,
or maybe that's Logan
Ben
Dixon
Jones
over there.
in on the stop.
They finally knock him out of
Be
bounds,
first
but it's
down for
enough for a
Hoxie.
first down, and then some.
Number 52, Brian Samples, checks into the football game for the Mohawk defense. Ben Jones, number 77, is going to get a breather. Sears back in the pistol. 3 wides for Hoxie. He's going to hand off. Again, that's Gunnar Cook. There's a penalty flag down in the Hoxie backfield.
They threw it right at one of the
45,
Mohawk
Gunnar Cook on the
defenders, and I
run.
don't know whether that means it's against
22,
him or if
Richard
it's
Shaw on the tackle.
a matter of, look how big, 54 is just so much bigger than everybody else out there.
Well, Cagle, like I said, he's getting Division I attention.
Like you said, it's just, it seems inordinate. It just
6'8".
doesn't seem quite right, yeah. Now, we have a kid that's that tall, but Trevor Grubb is not filled out quite as good as what I see out there.
Dylan Cagle. Holding is going to be assessed
Holding.
against
Penalty against the Mustangs.
the Mustangs. You know, the Mustangs have moved the football, but they've made some sloppy mistakes.
I believe that's 5 of the at least 10-yard penalties, which
Be a
coaches
10-yard
just
penalty,
hate
ball remains,
because they are first
for
down
Hoxie.
killers. They dig you a hole, and if you weren't as good as this team, it would cause you a lot of problems. And it's not something you want to go into the last week of the season making mental mistakes and even physical mistakes like that.
Well, after the penalty, it's going to be first down and 20. Cole Sears is going to take the snap from the pistol. He's looking to throw it. He's got a receiver open. That's number 8, Kyle Wilson. He's into Mohawk territory.
8 Wilson on the reception.
Shaw was out
22,
there
Richard
along with,
Shaw on the stop.
Looks like
Be another first
Samples.
down for the Mustangs.
They picked up the first down.
Yeah, Brian Samples all the way out of there from his linebacker spot, and along with Shaw to help in on the stop. But as you said, whenever you're calling all linebackers and defensive backs on making the at least the first hit, then they're getting some yardage.
Cook takes the handoff, and he doesn't get touched
He
to the
hasn't
first
been,
tier.
no.
He makes a move. He's going to be brought down by Stallings.
45.
He wasn't
Cook
touched
on
for
the
15,
run.
16 yards before anybody got a hand on him.
Murray on the bottom of that
2,
pile.
Trey Stallings, 15. Austin Murray in on the
Hawks
tackle.
doing a good job of keeping fresh
Be
guys in
another
there,
first
giving everybody
down
a
for the
chance.
Hoxie Mustangs.
R.J. Smith will come into the ball game, and Gabriel Gilby will come to the sideline.
Cole Sears takes the snap, hands it off to Gunnar Cook. He has around his ankles is number 32, Eli Smith. Finish him off. Number 60 for the
45,
Mohawks.
Cook
That's
again on
R.J.
the carry.
Smith.
A good job of
60,
swarming.
R.J. Smith
That's what
on
they're
the
needing
stop
is if you
for
can get your
Piggott.
linemen and your linebackers a touch before they cross the line of scrimmage, or at least get them in the vicinity, got a lot better chance of closing down those running seams.
Still going to be a gain of 4, maybe 3.5. We'll call it 2nd and 6. Cole Sears brings Henson in motion, hands off to Cook. And he is struck down by Brian Samples, number
45,
52.
Gunnar Cook
He's
again
very
on
close
the
to
run.
another first down. Let's see where the spot of the football looks like he's going to be
52,
short by about a
Brian
yard.
Samples, and 60, R.J. Smith again on the stop.
Nope, he
They're
got
going to
it.
move the chains. Hoxie's going to have a first down somewhere near the 12-yard line.
Be first down and 10 for the Mustangs.
They don't run a lot of different things out of that set, but they're all effective.
Cook's got a hold to the left, and he's going to the flag, and he's into the end zone.
Untouched for 12 out.
45, Gunnar Cook on the touchdown run for the Mustangs.
You know, Tim, I only know this through the magic of Facebook, but Gunnar, one of the natives here from Piggott, Valerie Green now, has a daughter that apparently is Gunnar Cook's girlfriend.
Ah.
Like I said, I only know that through
the wonders
magic
of
of Facebook.
Good pressure that time. I'm not sure if that affected the kick or not, but good job that time for the Mohawks putting the pressure on, and coming through was Drayton Holman.
Well, the point after is no good.
We got a few birthdays to send out this week. Happy birthday to
the Mohawk offense has really not got on track as they're trying to find a way to penetrate the Hoxie defense.
Piggott Elementary's own Miss Julie Banning.
Well, we got other stuff we can talk about, right?
Logan Dixon, our own number 5. Logan Dixon, happy
It was interesting. I was doing my research for,
I do a column,
a sports column in the Clay County Times-Democrat, or rather a history column. And each year, this last week, I was going through 73, 83, 88, and 93. Well, in 73, 83, and 88, we finished at 3-7. But you remember what we finished in 93? That was the 0-10 year. Michael Harrell will remember that one. 3-7 seemed to be a trend there for a while after I hit the 4th one. But in a couple of those years, it was interesting also to hear there were many times when we thumped Hoxie just as badly as they're thumping us tonight.
I don't recall ever losing to Hoxie back in the 80s, Tim.
Right. And the other interesting thing is Corning. Of course, we would always end the season against Corning since World War II, basically. It used to be Rector was the big game, and we played Corning on Armistice Day, on Veterans Day, and then we would play Rector in the Thanksgiving Day game back years and years ago. But it was interesting to see jumping 10 years, you had Corning ending the season at 1-9, 10 years later, undefeated, going to play for the state, going into the state playoffs and such. But it's just one of those ways that programs, they go up and down. Very difficult to reach a high level of excellence and maintain it.
Well, after the kickoff went out of bounds, penalty is going to be assessed. They're going to spot the football at the 30, and the Mustangs will re-kick.
This has got some room to return for Dixon.
Dixon catches it on the fly, coming forward, and he's going to be up over the 45, brought down to 47.
Number 5, Logan Dixon.
That's where the Mohawks will take over.
For Piggott, be first down and 10 Mohawks.
Tim, you mentioned that next Thursday night here at Parker Field will be senior night. And one thing that we observed in the preseason that we've known it was coming, there's a mix of sophomores that play, juniors that play, and seniors that play on this team.
Right.
It's been a while since we had a really senior-laden, senior-dominated team. And, our junior high team here at Piggott this year just had a few 9th graders and really competed well. They were young, got some experience. Pass is thrown, and it's nearly intercepted.
Probably should have been intercepted.
Kyle Wilson hit him in the hands. And I'm not sure why he jumped for it, but when he jumped for it, took himself out of the play a little bit. But pass falls incomplete. Mohawks will have a 2nd and 10. But you look at a 3A school such as these two that are on the field tonight, and if you have 30, 35 kids, that's a bunch of young men to come out and play football. The Hoxie has somewhere around 44, 45 kids. That pass is complete on the money.
Slant.
Number 34, Nick McKinney, takes the pass on caught a dart.
Second first down.
Caught a dart from Austin Murray, number 15, the senior.
First down and 10.
But yeah, it is. It's difficult. We've talked about programs that have had difficulties maintaining their numbers. The folks down at Rector have been battling with that for the last few years. As they're completing junior varsity this year, have the opportunity to go back to playing varsity next year. They can get the numbers. Fell apart from the beginning there. Mr. Roberts coming through.
Connor Roberts, number 70, was there and
15,
had
Murray
pressure from
brought
both
down by
sides.
70.
Murray didn't have a
Connor
chance to get
Roberts.
that off. He had to eat it. So after the first down
Gonna bring up
completion, it's
second
going to bring
down
up second down
for
and
the
15.
Mohawks.
Yeah, the freshman class will be moving up. We have a couple of very good athletes, but only a handful coming up from the freshman class. You have that happen every once in a while. Really not sure what causes it, but as I heard from Daniel Gossett, who was describing the game last night, Brett Fuller almost broke it there at the end, which of course would have put the Mohawks back in the ball game.
Well, with the play clock winding down, the Mohawks are going to take a timeout.
Yeah.
And so are we.
Timeout.
We're going to take a break. You're watching Mohawk football on YHC TV.
First Midwest Bank Gold Club offers special privileges for our friends who are age 50 or better and have combined deposits of $5,000. Members enjoy trips, cruises, seminars, and picnics along with free personalized bank services. Upcoming trips include Journey Through the Holy Land, Yellowstone in winter, Classic Ireland, and Hawaiian Paradise Cruise. Stop by any First Midwest Bank location to sign up for the Gold Club. It's absolutely free. First Midwest Bank, providing common sense financial solutions every day.
I'm married, I have a child, and my someday was when my job got shipped to Mexico. So I took charge and went to Three Rivers College. It opened doors I couldn't imagine. Better job, better pay. My certification in green diesel technology at Three Rivers took less than 2 years. Didn't cost a lot either. My future's never looked greener. Three Rivers College. Turn your someday into graduation day.
Take your first step toward a stronger, more fulfilling career. Make your someday today. Enroll now at Three Rivers College.
We are back after the timeout. And the Mohawks will have second down and 15, ball at the 47. Sophomore Logan Dixon under center. He's going to pitch it to Nick Haywood. He is stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they forward progress.
I'm not sure there was much in the way. They're going to give it back to
Nick
just shy of the line
run
of scrimmage. Well, if you're just tuning in, it's 5:49 to go to halftime, 33-0 Hoxie. Can you think of anything to add to that?
Well, the Mohawks come into tonight's game, going to play 2 games in 6 days.
Right.
As they close out the season Thursday night, as Corning is going to come to Piggott. That's the rivalry game.
Ball's loose.
The ball on the ground. The Mustangs are going to recover.
Fumble on the play.
That was, I think, that he came out of there before he got a good grip on it. Trying to make the move to the left, and the ball goes over right at midfield.
Well, right at the 50-yard line, the Mustangs will take the football with 5:19 remaining in the first half. You can tell already just from the wear and the tread on this field that it is soft and it is taking a beating already.
Actually, I think there's more rain like Wednesday and Thursday in the forecast. This could be a bit of a mud bowl out here Thursday. Instead of the Rice Bowl, we could be playing the Mud Bowl.
Gunnar Cook takes the carry right up the middle. He's brought down by the sophomore, number 70, John Daniel Beck.
Number 70, John Daniel Beck on the tackle.
And he's going to gain about 4 yards, be second and 6.
5 for Hoxie.
Well, I'm not seeing a lot of substitution out of the Mustangs yet, but you do see some cleaner-looking jerseys out there. So I'm sure he's starting to work them in and out already. I said your biggest worry at this time of year is that, season-ending injury to one of your star players is really you're more concerned about how you're going to do in the playoffs.
Great Wilson on the
Sears
reception.
pass is completed to Kyle Wilson,
32,
number 8.
Eli Smith on the
Takes
tackle.
the ball down inside the 20.
We got a Mohawk down over there on the sideline.
An official's timeout, as that's the senior, Nick Haywood, number 44.
I'm not sure if it was Nick or if he was helping.
Is it Austin Murray, number 15?
Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah, I believe Austin got whacked out there, and he's going to have to try to get off.
He's going to come out.
Yep.
Caleb Benbrook, number 10, into the ball game for the Mohawks. Sears Brings Henson in motion and hands it off to him. He's headed to the corner. He's in the end zone.
Took a little longer this time.
22, Jacob Henson on the touchdown.
6 touchdowns
for the
ball game.
Mustangs.
He's at about 11, 12 yards out.
It was, I believe it was, Tim. I lost the spot.
Yeah, it's hard with the field and the condition. Like you said, is the field's deteriorated.
Point after kick is up, and it is good.
Extra
Got
point
it that
attempt
time.
is
Make it
good
40
by the
zip.
Mustangs.
Take a minute just to run down our list of sponsors this year. We really appreciate them helping to bring you Mohawk football and white CTV this season. It's Piggott Realty, 870-598-3142. Pumpkin Hollow, Custom Car Care in Piggott, Dan Gossett Real Estate, Hitch Chapel Church, Tarno Crop Management, Mohawk Mini Storage, Wright's Collision, and SOS Custom Vinyl and Sign Shop.
Of course, I haven't gotten an injury report or anything. Coach Hendricks is not exactly quick to share a lot of that, but you can see also Justin Clifford's down there on the sideline in street clothes as well. Animal Clifford, big hole there. Of course, Garrett Cook standing beside him. He's been out since game 2. And Bradley Stevens down there as well. So it's just a lot of guys down there that we could use.
The Animal came out in the second half last week at Harrisburg as the kick goes right down the middle, and it's going to be scooped up by the speedster, Nicholas McKinney, number 34, and he makes a good run back up over the 45.
34, Nick
we'll see where we
McKinney on
spot
the
him.
kickoff return for the Mohawks.
Looks like Robert Ivy, number 18, making
Ball
the
being
tackle
spotted at about
for
the
the Mustang kick coverage.
46-yard line of the Mohawks. Be first and 10, Piggott.
I think he's got a little better spot than that, but
Anyway, they're spotted at the 45 of the Mohawks, and they'll take over first and 10.
they're going to wind the clock with 4:11 to go to intermission.
Dixon up under center is going to take the snap. He hands right up the middle, and he is clotheslined. That was number 27, the sophomore Landon Williams, the fullback.
27,
He got
Landon
tackled up around
Williams
the
on
head.
the carry.
Yeah, he got hit high and dropped right on the spot. They're going to credit him with getting almost back to the line of scrimmage.
Don't gain on the play, be second and 10. Now, last week at Harrisburg, Williams took a carry up the middle, and he got hit by a player and continued to drag, and as he does, as he runs hard. And then the first time I've seen it called in high school football, we had a helmet-to-helmet personal foul called as one of their players came and just went head-to-head with Williams. And if you go head-to-head with Williams, you don't get the best end of that deal.
Right. Yeah, spearing, anytime you lead with the crest of the helmet, the crown of the helmet, you're going to pick up that foul. I think it's a good call. I was watching some of the ball games over the weekend, some of the college games, and they were immediately getting in and letting them know. And, of course, in there, also there's an ejection clause within the college game where if you lead with the crown of your helmet, you can be immediately sat down.
After the incompletion intended for Mason Ron, number 7, Mohawks will have 3rd down and 10. And they run the counter to the right, and that is Haywood carrying up to near midfield. He's going to be brought down.
44, Nick
by Gunner
Haywood
Cook,
on
number
the carry
45.
for the Mohawks.
That was, I think, Nick's longest carry. He got about almost 5 yards out of that one, but it's going to bring up a 4th down right at midfield.
Going to bring up
Well, at this stage in the ball
fourth
game, the
down
Mohawks
and 5
don't
for
be looking to
Piggott.
punt as Nicholas Harris comes into the ball game, bringing the play, and he'll relay it to the quarterback, Dixon, with 18 remaining on the play clock and 2:52 remaining in the first half on the game clock. Dixon will come up under center with a full house backfield. 4th down attempt, and they're going to hand it off to Murray, and he is going to have it. He's got a 1st down up over the 45, spotted at the 44.
Good job, Austin Murray.
He picked a spot, and he got there quick. And that's something that Austin Murray has with good qualities. He has quickness. He has a lot of quickness. He displays it everywhere he plays on the basketball court. Out here, he's also tenacious, and he plays hard.
I think that you could probably appreciate it a lot more on the basketball court. He's got a very fast, quick first step. He can come off a crossover and send some guys spinning. He's not the biggest guy. They list him at about 5'9", but plays much bigger.
Again, out of the full house backfield, handoff up the middle to Eli Smith, and he's going to the left side. He's up over the 45, falls forward.
32, Eli Smith on the run for Piggott.
Now, Smith came through the line and nobody was there, and I think he immediately wondered why. They haven't had an opportunity much to get into the backfield before someone's put a hat on him, and Eli picked up about 7 on that one.
Well, for the third time tonight, we've had a Mohawk player with a helmet come off at the play, and I don't know if that's contagious.
Bring up second down and 4 for the
equipment
Mohawks.
guru Sean Hearn about that.
As I see your umbrellas pop out, I'm beginning to wonder.
Nick's going to pick up the first down.
Nick Haywood carries the ball right up the
Grind.
They're going to spot him near the 30.
Do we think it's raining? I didn't think it was raining.
After the carry, it'll be good enough for
Tyler
another
says
Mohawk.
Yep, Tyler.
It's not raining very hard.
Yep.
Because the equipment's okay. The Mohawks have a 1st and 10. Dixon up under center. He's going to try to throw it. He's got a moment. He's got a receiver.
In a crowd.
3 defenders converge on number 22, Richard Shaw, as he went up to make the attempt to catch the football.
I also thought it was interesting doing my research. I believe that it just ended up comparing your 8th grade year and Michael Harrell's 8th grade year. You remember yours?
I tried not to.
0, 7, and 1.
I don't recall that.
That's
no.
what I believe. That's what it was.
Mohawks will have the football. Looks like 2nd down and 8. Dixon up under center, and he pitches to the senior Haywood. He bounces off of a would-be tackler and carries another one, but he's going to be stopped after a few yards.
Yeah, he had Cagle on his back there as he made his way into the line there. Also getting some help over there for number 49, but Trey Stallings actually on the play just before that picked up a couple of yards, and that should be 3rd down now.
They got a flag down, and they're having a discussion. Personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Mustangs.
So another major penalty against Hoxie, and I can guarantee you Coach Sears is not going to be happy with that whenever they do their tape talk.
15-yard penalty.
As time winds down here in the first half, Mustangs enjoying the 40-zip lead.
Well, they're going to spot the football near the 11-yard line. Mohawks will have 1st and 10.
And we may have had a few more subs in there, but the Mohawks starting to move the football with a little bit more authority. Well, just like that. There goes Nick.
Haywood is near the goal line.
44, Nick Haywood.
Mohawks are going to have a 1st down and goal.
Haywood, the first guy, couldn't get him. He got on board, and then finally I believe Cagle was the one that did bring him down from behind, but Nick hit the gap quick. And usually if Nick Haywood gets up ahead of steam, one guy's not going to bring him down anyway.
Well, after the 1st down run,
hey, don't forget the booster
Mohawks
club
have the football near the 1-yard line, Tim, and they're going to take a timeout.
Yeah, I have an opportunity to break that goose egg on the scoreboard and at least take something into the locker room that they can hang their hat on in the second half. Mohawks will be getting the football, I believe, to begin the second half of play. Really, though, the conference race, Hoxie's pretty much out there at 5-0, Rivercrest at 4-1. They've already gone head-to-head. Osceola and Corning are knotted up at 3-2. Earl and Harrisburg are both at 2-3 at this point. Of course, Mohawks are 1-4. Manila has yet to break the goose egg on their conference schedule. In fact, they haven't won a game since they beat the Mohawks last year down there.
Well, after the timeout, the Mohawks will have 1st and goal from the 1 with 15 seconds remaining on the clock. Dixon hands the ball off up the middle, and that's going to be Williams.
Touchdown, Landon Williams.
Touchdown, Mohawks.
Mohawks are on the board.
Landon Williams.
Well, again, it's always good to break that goose egg on the scoreboard. You don't like a shutout anytime. And to get something up there is a good way to get started. See what they do on the
Looks
PAT.
like Eli Smith's going to attempt the kick, as Murray will hold it. The snap is down, hold is down, and the kick is in there.
It was.
Just over the crossbar.
And the extra point
The
is
Mohawks
good.
put a 7th spot on the board.
Mohawks on the
Going to
board.
make the cheerleaders do a few push-ups.
12 seconds remaining to go in the first half.
And with 12 seconds remaining in the first half,
Give a big hand
Mohawks
for our little cheerleaders getting down on the
on the
ground and
board.
giving them 7 push-ups for us tonight.
Tim, the Mohawks have had several close games this season. Early on the non-conference schedule, very well could have come out 3-0 after the non-conference. Ended up with a tie at Yellville opening night. 1-point loss to Brooklyn on the road on a controversial ruling.
Yeah.
And a 2-point loss here at home to Palestine Wheatley, that the Mohawks had the football inside the 5-yard line, 1st and goal, as the kick is pooched up. And there's a fair catch made. Again, that's Sullins, number 10. And
Number 10, Sullins.
what could have been a very, very promising
ball for
season
the
is always
Mustangs.
disappointed. And we got these
Big
seniors
first down
coming,
and 10, Hoxie.
playing their next to the last game in the Mohawk uniform. As the clock didn't run at all after that kickoff.
Well, we knew, and that was one of the things that Coach Hendricks talked about before the season started. It was the advantage of having 3 strong classes, but the injuries, the close games, has just really taken them out of the mix.
So for all intents and purposes, this will be the last game. They're going to throw it. I guess they're going to try to get some more.
Got a new quarterback in, as the coach is intelligent enough to sit him down. And I'm sorry. Nope. I thought we had a new quarterback in there for a second. Maybe it's that clean uniform. It looks like he hasn't played it down. That's what I used to hate about the Davis kid down in Harrisburg. He would leave the ball game just as clean as he started. You'd want to knock him down even if you got a flag sometime, just to dirty up the uniform.
You know, they wore the all-white, too, back in with the orange trim when they were on the road. Sears is going to take the snap as he brings Wilson in motion, and they're going to hand off to Gunnar Cook. He's around the left side.
Slipped on his own accord there, trying to cut back at just about the 49-yard line, and that's the
I want to make a correction. They hand off to Wilson, and that's the end of the first half as the Mohawks and the Mustangs will go into the locker room, and we'll be back for the 3rd quarter. You're watching Mohawk football on YHC TV.
In addition to unlimited calling, New Wave telephone users have a wide range of great phone features available. And now with the help of New Wave Internet, they're even easier to use thanks to our convenient online phone manager. Just log on to your MyWave portal. Now phone features like call forwarding can be set up instantly from any computer. Reliably activate or deactivate your call forwarding. And even set your home phone to ring once when a call is forwarded. Home telephone service made even better with New Wave Communications. Call today.
The award-winning and your 2013 Marching Mohawk Band!
I dreamed a dream in time gone by, when hope was high and life worth living. I dreamed that love would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiving. Then I was young and unafraid, and dreams were made and used and wasted. There was no ransom to be paid, no song unsung, no wine untasted. But the tigers come at night, with their voices soft as thunder, as they tear your hope apart, as they turn your dreams to shame.
back here at Parker Field, as the first half was all Mustangs, Tim.
It sure was, Sean. They came out and showed that they entirely lived up to their pre-billing as an explosive offensive team. Sears hitting with a couple of touchdown passes. They ran 3 more in and basically run out to a 40-0 lead. Mohawks did get on the scoreboard late there, though. The touchdown by Landon Williams and trail 40-7. So we start the third.
Stallings is going to take the second half kickoff, and he runs right up the middle and is knocked down near the 33-yard line.
On the kickoff.
There's a little bit tentative going in there, looking to pick up some blocking, and but they'll have it in fairly decent field position.
Well, that's where the Mohawks will take over. First down and 10.
Mohawks take
at their
over
own
first down and
38.
Piggott.
And again, the Mohawks came out and tried some different sets in the first half. We saw them run out of the Wildcat. We saw both Logan Dixon and Austin Murray handling the football at quarterback, and the only drive that they could really put anything together was the final one of the first half. And they were aided by the penalty flag, too.
Indeed. Dixon's going to start out at quarterback, and he's going to pitch it back to Nick Haywood, and he's going to carry up over the 40.
Nick Haywood on the carry.
Bounces his way for about 3 or 4. If there's anything that you can say about the Hoxie Mustangs in a negative manner, would be the fact that they were flagged for right at close to 100 yards in penalties in the first half of play. Yeah, it didn't seem to affect the score a whole lot, but they did have their issues with the penalty flag, especially on several holds, a couple of personal fouls, and those calls you just don't want to see at this point of the season.
After the play, going to be second down and 7. Dixon's going to pitch it wide to McKinney, and he's got a little crease. He makes a spin move up over the 45,
34,
down near
Nick
the 47,
on the carry,
where he's going to be brought down. A little bit shy of the first down. Good move by the speedster, the junior, Nicholas McKinney.
He came in behind Jones there, mid Jones, and kind of used him as a shield and got a block in that manner, which broke him for a couple of more yards.
Well, with 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter, the Mohawks come up to the football. It's number 10, Caleb Welburn, split wide to the right, full house backfield behind Logan Dixon, and he's going to hand it up the middle, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down.
Looks like they might have had an opportunity, as it looked like Hoxie was coming on the blitz that time, and the draw going off the left side.
32, Eli Smith on the carry.
He's going to lose a yard, be up front, 4th and 2.
Samples a little bit shaken up there as he pulled on the play. And it's a 4th down. But really, I really don't think that the punting game is going to be something that you're going to involve when you're down 40-7.
Number 20, Noah Roberts is split wide to the right. Dixon up under center. Looks like it. 1-2, and he's going to be really close. I think he's got it with the forward progress.
The spot that's on this side of the field shows him getting enough by maybe 6-8 inches. Landon Williams picking up the first down for the Tribe.
Indeed.
They may stretch the chains over this way.
They're going to move them. They're going to move the chains. As the Mohawks pick up the first down.
It'll be another Mohawk first down.
It's signaling something to the clock keepers. I'm not sure if they've been running the clock.
That's what the signal was, Tim, to continuous run.
Okay.
As the Mohawks break the huddle, Welburn again split out to the right as McKinney has come in at the left halfback in that full house formation. And he gets the pitch to the right, and he's caught, hit at the line of scrimmage, may have squeezed out a half a yard.
Nick McKinney on the run.
As Connor Roberts, number 70, makes the tackle for
77
Mustang
Wagner
defense.
On the tackle.
Welburn's going to check out. Roberts checks back in.
9 for the Mohawks.
2nd and 9 for the Mohawks as the ball rests right at midfield.
Mass substitution for the Mohawk that time as they brought in 3 fresh guys, trying to keep the running backs at least a little bit fresh as they spread the load around.
They're going to run a counter to the left, and that is Eli Smith, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Might have squirted forward for a small gain. as they spot the football just inside Mustang territory.
On the tackle, bring up
third
down
and
9 for the Mohawks.
Well, Tim, we've mentioned it's been an interesting fall. Tennis team had success this year. Volleyball team coming back from a Elite 8 finish in the state tournament. Dixon's directed pass, and he is swarmed. That's Austin Williams, number 21.
The safety blitz was coming that time. He tipped it off, but it was too late for the Mohawks to do anything about it.
Going to be a loss on the play. Bring up 4th down and long for the Mohawks.
Yeah, great job of the tennis team. Quentin Malden actually finishing as the third place in state, I believe, and then the team overall in third place. The boys team this year coming off of last year's state title. Rebounded, as you mentioned, volleyball team. See Frank Staples down on the sideline. He'll be taking some boys to the state cross-country track meet, and that'll be coming up, I believe it's the 9th of November. And we've got a couple of pretty good distance runners. Oh, there's that snap.
Snap goes over Eli Smith's head.
He
falls on it at the 18-yard line.
Did you jinx her on? Reliable.
Halloween was last night, Tim.
Okay. Bad snap gives the Hoxie Mustangs excellent field position as clock still running at 6 minutes to go here in the third. Yeah, I was talking with Michael Harrell about, the availability of athletes, and one of the things, his sister Melissa and the girls are going at Paragould, and we want to wish them luck because Paragould will be playing for the state 4A title, or rather the state 5A title. They were going to find out tonight who they'll be playing against. Could be, I believe, either Nettleton or Batesville, but it's one of the things with a larger school. They have more athletes. You don't have as many athletes that play multiple sports, which really affects, the quality of the athlete sometimes, or at least the injury levels and so forth.
And the pool of students.
Exactly. But Carson, I don't think that she's going to be playing basketball this year. And she was a great little point guard as a 7th grader. She's going to spend her time working mainly on the volleyball and softball. So that's one of the things that in a small school, you have the opportunity, but there are the times that you have the opportunity at a bigger school to be able to excel just by spending more time on a chosen sport.
Well, handoff goes right up the middle.
On the touchdown run.
That was
for the Mustangs.
Riggs, number 35, in for the touchdown. As we're seeing a lot of fresh jerseys and fresh players in the game for both sides.
Yeah, time starting to run down here in the third, and I imagine that Hoxie's going to end up playing. You talked about them having 40-some-odd kids. I'd say that you're probably going to see most of them, and the majority of them here in the latter part of the third and the fourth quarter should be guys that you haven't seen much before.
Indeed. As the play clock is running, 20 seconds, as the Mustangs line up to try to kick the extra point, and the kicking shoe is a little bit of an issue sometimes here, and as you have performers that have multiple
I think they're going to go
responsibilities.
Ahead and have to,
they're going to take a timeout. We're going to take a moment to thank some of the sponsors that helped to bring you Mohawk football on YHC TV. I'd like to thank Derek and Dexter Bostic at SOS Custom Vinyl and Sign Shop. 870-324-1822 for motorsport vinyl, big rig, yard signs, banners, outdoor business signs, small and large signs, decals, and more. That's SOS Custom Vinyl and Sign Shop, 1350 Madison Avenue in Piggott. Also on Madison Avenue in Piggott is Wright's Collision. That's Brad Wright at 870-598-3400 for all your body shop needs. Modifications, repair work. It's Brad Wright at Wright's Collision, 598-3400. Mohawk Mini Storage. It's Kim and Rodney Rouse here in Piggott. 870-598-7944. As the kick is good.
I think
extra point is
I wasn't
good
sure.
by the
I
Mustangs.
thought I saw
Again,
upright there. But
Mohawk Mini Storage. Appreciate Rodney and Kim. If you need to rent a trailer, you need to store your stuff, give them a call, 870-598-7941. We appreciate Chris Tarno at Tarno Crop Management, helping to bring you Mohawk football on YHC TV. All these sponsors that are vital to the community and the surrounding areas. We appreciate it if you patronize them and thank them when you see them, to helping to give these students a little exposure here on local cable, YHC TV.
appreciate them giving us the opportunity to be up here.
Indeed.
Well, do you think he's getting tired of kicking off? He's probably gotten a pretty good workout this year.
Well, he hadn't kicked one very far yet.
Nope.
He only backs up about 2 or 3 yards.
It looks like a field goal. Going to squib this one.
Looks like, is that Eli Smith that took the ball and carried up over the 35 to the 37?
Yes. Sure was.
32, Eli Smith on
take
the
over the football there.
Mohawks be first down and 10. Piggott.
You know, I talked to Coach Hendricks pretty regular, and I know that the staff is optimistic about the future of Mohawk football. The one thing that we can say about next week's matchup with the Bobcats as Corning comes to Piggott is it really doesn't matter what's happened all season.
Right.
They fight and they scrap, and it's always a battle. And the Bobcats will be here on Thursday night to take on the Mohawks. As Landon Williams carries the ball up the middle, he carries a tackler, would-be tackler up over the 40.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it will be senior night. We'll be honoring and recognizing the senior members of the Mohawks as they play their final home game, actually, as a football Mohawk. And of course, we'll be getting ready to look at basketball season. Of course, a lot of teams already underway. I think Clay County Central Lady Cougars are already at 4-0, and a lot of teams will be getting ready for the next season. Which, of course, that's the way it is with high school. You just go from one to the other. There's not much of a break.
Well, Braden Brewer, the sophomore, is going to get a carry, and he's going to be dropped near the 35, be a loss on the play. Braden, another player that's dealt with injury issues this season.
Number 12, Braden Brewer on the carry.
And that's been a big story, a big factor here in the Mohawk season as they've dealt with injuries this season. I know it's something that you always have to maneuver around, you have to manage. But the injury bug hit the Mohawks hard early and often.
It did, and as we talked about earlier in week 2 when Garrett Cook broke his leg at the Brooklyn ball game, that kind of set the tone, and there have been trials and tribulations since then for the Tribe.
Well, on 3rd and 11, Dixon's going to hand it off to the left side, and that's Trace Stallings, number 2.
Trace Stallings on the run for Piggott.
They were hoping Trace could hit the gap there quick, and it was open for a little bit, gave him an opportunity to pick up several yards, but it's going to bring up the 4th down to about 7. And that was the last play of the third quarter.
And 6 for the Mohawks.
Well, as the third quarter comes to an end, we'd like to thank Hitz Chapel Church, Senior Pastor Charles Richardson, Associate Pastor Kim Hellebush, and the family at Hitz Chapel invite you to come to the place where sinners are welcome, because we all are. That's what we all are, and it's a place to come to know, love, and follow God. Hitz Chapel Church, into 4th Street in Piggott. Dan Gossett Real Estate, 598-5555. We'd like to thank Dan for his continued support for your needs in real estate. Give Dan and his office a call, 870-598-555. Thank you, Dan, for your continued support of Mohawk football and helping to bring it to the people on YHC TV.
I know Daniel, his son, of course, has been quite proud of Trey Gossett's quarterback in the 7th grade team this year, doing a great job. 7th graders looked really good this year. There again, you need to have that pipeline of fresh talent coming up, be able to reload every year or every other year or so, and that's one of those things that the Pee-wee program does a good job of kind of getting those guys broke in. I was going to ask you about the ASU game, but y'all went down there when they lost, weren't you?
We did. That was something that the school helped to do. As the pitch goes out to the left, going to be short of the first down. The Mohawks will turn the football over on downs. As Nicholas McKinney's caught. We did
the
Pee Wee football here in Piggott is school sponsored. We have several volunteers that help us to make that happen. A lot of people behind the scenes, a lot of volunteer coaches. But one thing we were able to do, and through the help of ASU, who spotted us 50 tickets for our players.
Right.
One Tuesday night in a very critical conference game against Louisiana Lafayette. We went to a televised game and carried a bunch of students. The school allowed us to take a bus down there, and for some of those players, those Pee Wee players, it was their very first college football game to see.
That's great.
Even though the Red Wolves lost, it was a good experience, and we really appreciate the people who helped make that possible.
If they kept looking like they were going to get back in the game, the Raging Cajuns, they're no slouches, but I just kept thinking the Red Wolves are going to get back in. Red Wolves, McKissie's going to break a big one, or whatever. But here's what I kept thinking. Kennedy is no Ryan Apple. And I think that has probably been the most foretelling thing of the entire season. They missed Ryan Apple so much. He had so much. He brought so much to the game in his ability to run, his passing, and so forth. And tough guy. It's just hard to reload. It reminds me, we were talking about some of those injury seasons where Daniel Baldwin went down and Rob Rice was pressed into action for the Mohawks. And it was a very big learning curve and big shoes to fill.
The handoff's going to go right over the right side. Looks like the tackle is going to be made by Johnson, number 72. Again, it's Dylan Johnson into the football game for the Mohawks, and he finishes off the tackle.
Yeah, we'll have more subs coming in for the Mohawks now. Looks like they're going to clean the bench off and let everybody come in and get a little bit of time. Little game time here on the home field.
Well, 3rd down and 7 as the ball rests near the 41-yard line of the Mohawks. As the Mustangs snap the football, 6 seconds remaining on the play clock. They just get the play off.
Every bit of it.
There's a stack at the line of scrimmage. It looked like number 42, Hunter Massey, made the initial hit for the Mohawk defense.
Brian Samples kind of submarined his way in there, took his blocker down, which made the pile, which of course is what they teach you, is go to the ground, take your blocker to the ground. That makes a nice pile in front of that running back. And it's going to bring up a 4th down for Hoxie, not something they've seen a lot of tonight.
No gain on the play. Big 4th down and 7.
But the good thing is we could have been playing this game last night. And, you know, by now it would have blown through, but it was miserable, as you can attest to being over at Corning for the junior high game.
It was wet and it was cold.
And I'm not sure this field could take any more. Great job that time on getting through and making the tackle for the Mohawks. And that was Trey Stallings.
Trey Stallings in on the stop. Mohawks take over possession.
Again, you're watching Mohawk football on YHC TV, and it's brought to you in part by Custom Car Care and Auto Sales. That's Mark Howe, 870-598-2571. Again, that's Custom Car Care. Thank you, Mark Howe, for helping to bring Mohawk football on YHC TV. We'd like to thank Daryl and Ellen Dalton at Pumpkin Hollow and hope that you've had a great season. If you missed Horror in the Hollow, it's a great experience, depending on how old you are. But they have a lot to offer for all ages, and we thank the Daltons and all of their staff and their crew at Pumpkin Hollow for helping to bring you Mohawk football on YHC TV.
We have a change of quarterback. I wrote his name down. I had to ask. I think it's
Zach Moore, number 4.
That's it.
And he's into the ball game, and he gives the handoff over the right side.
Zach Bird after I believe the season started.
He did,
but was eligible, and of course he came up in the last home game. We didn't have a name for him, so I checked with Sean Hearn, and
for the Mohawks,
he explained the situation. See my counterpart Ryan Rogers across the way over there with the chain gang. He'll be doing the write-up for the Clay County Times-Democrat this week on the ball game, and he's our sideline reporter down there.
I'd say that if anybody enjoys his occupation. It'd be Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan's great.
There's a fumble on the snap, and the ball is still squirting loose. If I may quote Chris Roberts, it looked like a marble in the bottom of a 5-gallon bucket.
That's it.
I think the Mohawks come up with it, but lose the down, lose the yardage.
Clock running at 6:30. Roberts in for Welborn.
Third down for the Mohawks. Football spotted at the 47. Noah Roberts is split wide to the right. Zach Moore is going to come up under center with a full house backfield. He's going to pitch it to Trey Stallings from the left side. Gets through the first wave, is up near midfield to be fourth down, Tim.
That was Stallings. Benbrook was in the backfield. I'm trying to see who the other halfback was over on the far side there.
That was Brewer, number 12, the sophomore. Okay. We have another substitution. It's Caleb Welborn enters the football game.
Hunter Massey also in the game for the Mohawks.
For the Mohawks.
Full house backfield behind Moore as he hands up the middle, and that's Caleb Benbrook, and he's going to have a first down for the Mohawks.
On second effort.
Number 13.
I'd like to thank Piggott Realty here in Piggott, Arkansas. Mike and Pat Patterson, Piggott Realty, for all your commercial and residential real estate needs. See Mike and Pat at 870-598-3142 here in Piggott. And thank you, Mike and Pat, for your service to our community and for helping to bring Mohawk football on Y8C TV. Nothing doing.
Not much at all up the middle.
Right up the middle.
13.
That was Benbrook again with the carry.
Samples is really taking a beat, and he's up kind of slow again for about the third or fourth time in the ball game. He's right there in the trenches and has oftentimes been lined up across from Cagle and some of these other big guys. Starting to take its toll as the evening goes on, but this one is only got about 4.5 minutes to go. The clock rolling. Mohawks down 47-7.
Well, on second and 9.5, 12 on the play clock, Zach Moore comes up under center, looks over the situation, takes the snap, and he pitches it back to Stallings, hits the ground, he picks it up, and he is hit. And he's going to be stopped. Forward progress should still be in Mohawk territory. It's going to be a loss on the play.
I was watching Brian Samples. He went down and gave a little back to one of the subs down there. He was downfield blocking even though the play was behind the line, but he still got in his lick. We talked about the game next week. As we mentioned, it's going to be the Relay for Life Rice Bowl. Started that a couple of years ago, traveling trophy to the winner. We've had it since last year's game over at Corning, but there'll also be a 50-50 drawing at halftime to benefit the Clay County Relay for Life.
Brewer's trying to reach the corner, and he is run out of bounds.
Well, Braden Brewer on the run for the Mohawks.
Yeah, Braden just couldn't turn it back up. He had Stallings out there in front trying to provide some blocking, and also on the pull there was Adam Reisinger actually coming out of the
center
spot, pulling to on that sweep.
The Brewers going to be just shy of the original line of scrimmage. And on fourth down and 10.5, Mohawks will break the huddle.
We've got an injured Hoxie player. I think he took a shot to the eye or face or something. He had to collect himself there, so they'll have an official's timeout for the substitution. But we mentioned the 50-50 drawing will be held at halftime next week. We encourage everybody to support the Relay for Life, and hopefully the Mohawks can pull off a win and hang on to the Rice Bowl for another year.
Pitch goes to the right. That's McKinney, and he makes the corner, and he is up over the 40, going to be shy of the first down.
Ball's going to go over on downs. Now, one thing that you must say for Coach Sears, if you the score last week, they beat Corning 42-14. They had those 42 points very early. They did not score again. They had 40 on us very early. They put another 7 up, but he's not going to run the ball. He's not going to run the score up on anybody. There's a modicum of respect there, and also knowing you got to face these guys again. You're not always going to be flushed with kids like Cagle and his son and all, so it's always good to reserve that bit of respect.
Well, the Mohawks and the Mustangs have played each other as conference opponents for as long as I can remember.
Exactly.
Even going back to the old 2AA North Conference. So with the minute 55 and ticking, they'll snap the ball. There's a fumble on the play. It is recovered. Brewer back there in a hurry for the Mohawk defense. Going to be a big loss on the play.
12, Brewer.
Well, something I think we talked about early in the season, but this marks the 30th anniversary of the first season that I did Mohawk Sports on KTEI radio here. In fact, the first game that I did was in late October as the Mustangs went to Hoxie and played down there, lost 28-0, and I was with Mike Ebert, actually. Mike was doing the play-by-play, and I was doing the color commentary. But what I remember most was being stuck on top of the press box, sitting in lawn chairs on a night about as breezy as this. I don't have vertigo, but I could have found it probably that night. But that was the first game that I had an opportunity to do on the radio was the Mohawks and the Hoxie Mustangs.
Well, we've got a win from the Northeast.
Yeah.
The handoff goes. That's number 18, Robert Ivy.
Luckily, they didn't stick us on top of the press box, though. In a lawn chair, folding lawn chair. That was.
You were young, Tim.
On the play.
Didn't know any better. And
recovered
then
by
the first
the
basketball
Mohawks.
game, I think, was at Lake City
Number
when they were still the
34, Nick
Catfish.
McKinney on the recovery.
Well, that ought to do it.
They don't have to snap it again, and they won't.
We'd like to thank all of our sponsors. We'd like to thank our viewers and Tyler for the camera work tonight. We appreciate all of you for tuning in. We know that this will be rebroadcast a couple of times Sunday and on Tuesday. Like I said, we thank all the people that help bring you Mohawk football on YHC-TV. Tim, you have anything to close with?
No, it's like I said, it's actually an honor to be able to see a team that is obviously going to go deep into the playoffs this year. You can always say perhaps the Cagle boy, the Sears boy, suited up on Saturday someday, perhaps someday. You can say, I saw him win. And that kind of makes it worth the little bit of a whooping that we had to take tonight. But we knew it was going to be hard, but we knew the Mohawks wouldn't quit. They did. Not all night.
We'd like to remind all our fans that all the Mohawk fans out there, not our fans, but that senior night is Thursday here as the Corning Bobcats will be in town for the last game of the season. And we appreciate all of you and your support and ask your patronization of our sponsors that help to bring you Mohawk football on YHC-TV. On behalf of Tim Blair, this is Sean Parker thanking you, and good night.